the Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 48. This is Nick. Joel couldn't make it on today. I'm your host. Today's episode, we will be doing the 2021 AEW All Out Predictions episode, but I am not alone. I am joined by the host of the Off the Top Ropes podcast, the one and only Blvckhvrt. What's up, man? How you been?
Man, what's going on, man? Thank you for having us on your podcast, man. I'm a huge fan of you guys. I'm a huge fan of your content. And you and many other podcasters I peep into every week. And see,
I got you, man.
And see what they got in store for me. See what thoughts.
Exactly.
See what thoughts and masterminds out there.
Exactly. I'm a big fan of your show too. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as I told you before we recorded, I have the card right in front of me. I'm just gonna go down one by one. We just give our thoughts and predictions on who we're gonna win that match. So the first match that I see here from the list is the buy-in for the pay-per-view. Is the 21 woman casino battle royal, where the winner will get a AEW Women's Championship opportunity. The participants, just in case if you didn't know, are Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, the Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart. Wow, big list. Ty Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, and Kira Hogan. With 8 people left to go in the Battle Royal. But as of right now, we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon, so they may be more added later on tonight on Dynamite. Between the people who are already announced for this match, the people I just read off, who do you have winning this match?
Well, I would definitely gotta say, until what the other names are released, that'll probably give me a little bit of an extra thinking. I would definitely say number one would have to be Thunder Rosa. Number one would definitely have to be Thunder Rosa because let's not sleep, y'all. Y'all know that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker rivalry before Britt had won the title. And you know they're going to start expanding that storyline, the second part of that, to really enhance Thunder Rosa now as the baby face of the women's division, but more with the top baby face now. So I can definitely see that happen. I definitely will want to see Tay Conti win. That'd be my second choice. But my dead last one, if all else fails, maybe Jade Cargill.
That's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking. Jade Cargill would be my number one pick because I feel like the thing is with these battle royals that they do on pay-per-views is like they usually do them like right away, like within a short amount of time after the pay-per-view happened. So if they're really like thinking about doing this match, really want to put a Thunder Rosa or a Jade Cargill and have like a short storyline with it, or would you know what I mean? Because like I think the last time it was Jungle Boy that won the battle royal, and his match was like 3 weeks later. And then the thing that before that, Scorpio Sky won the ladder match, and he had his TNT Championship match the week following. So I don't know if whoever wins this match is going to get it right away, or is it probably going to be for the next pay-per-view? We don't know. But if they do have a plan for, doing it for the next pay-per-view, I would 100% say either Jade Cargill or my second option would be Thunder Rosa. But like I said, there are 8 unknown superstars in this match. Who do you have, like, if you were to guess, like, who would join in the match as a surprise entrant? Who would you have entering in?
Debbie Ruby Soho's going to make her debut.
Oh, definitely.
On the roster. And you might never know because of the working relationship between Impact and New Japan, the AAA. You might never know. Them other spots could be filled by some other people that we don't even think about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's another reason why I sit back and I'm like, think about it. New people that's coming into Impact, they can start off there and then go over to Impact and start working that weekly tapings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one way of looking at it. But another way of looking at it is if you got to look at the talent that's left, and then, like you just said earlier, whoever the winner of these battle royals would normally get their title match within like 3 weeks. You got to look at a lesser star that's going to take over that role. And that's why I say Tay Conti would have to be number 2 because Dark Order right now is kind of lost in the mix. They kind of make it seem like they're about to disband, but with the whole Bray Wyatt character that's still out there, that's going to come in, is going to try to be the leader again, or because of who? Brody Lee. So that's going to coerce them to come back together in full force in a whole nother gimmick makeover. So for right now, there's probably just a fill in some space for her. And, she has gotten better especially training in the Nightmare Factory and all that stuff for the last several months. So you can see that kind of transgression over into her performances. So I think they're going to try to give her the shot in the arm and be like, hey, you're going to be built up to be another baby face, but another like top upper echelon mid-card baby face, because that's what the hell that they want.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's definitely her time. I feel like she should have gotten the chance for the championship beforehand, because has been like, from the moment she set foot in AEW till now, it's like she progressed heavily. You know, she went from someone who was in NXT not getting much time, and I'm glad she got her release from NXT. She was the one that I was looking forward to improving a lot, and she has.
I said the same thing too. I was like, they dropped the ball on many few of them, from the women's division to the men's division that went over to AEW, and they are doing what they're really harvesting their true craft and talent into, is trying to help and nurture these stars, and not to say you got this much time to do it, then you got to send you out there on television.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if she won the match. She definitely could be a favorite. I don't think we're definitely going to see some surprises, but I don't think any of those surprises are going to win it. Maybe we don't know. That's the fun part about it. Anybody could be in it. Like you said, the Impact in New Japan, the Forbidden Door stuff, anyone can come in from any company. Doesn't have to be like a debut or like a recently released superstar. So that's what makes it interesting too. One person I had in mind since you brought about the Dark Order was Anna Jay coming back. She's someone that she's someone that like not a lot of people thought of. Like, okay, maybe she will return and probably help or something like that. I originally thought of Awesome Kong, but then she retired this past weekend, so definitely.
And you gotta give her roses, man. Awesome Kong retirement at the Empower pay-per-view the past weekend. For those of you that did not see it, please go watch that clip. Please go watch that event. Support the NWA. Exactly.
And she was technically part of the AEW roster, so I hope they do something for her tomorrow too, if she's not in the match at all. So that'd be cool if like they did something for her. But my pick for this battle royal would definitely be Jade Cargill number 1 and number 2 Thunder Rosa. You had Thunder Rosa number 1, you said?
I had Thunder Rosa number 1. I had Tay Conti at number 2, and then I had Jade Cargill at number 3, just in case if all else failed.
Okay, I see that. Those are great picks. So next match on the card is Pac versus Andrade El Idolo in a singles match. You know, that match. Oh my god! Like I didn't want to let the emotions go, but that reaction is how I feel right now every time I think about that. It's insane how great of a match this will be. Like people are sleeping on it, but like I think it's going to be a hell of a match. Who do you got on top of this one? Who do you got for this one? I know this has been
drama. They made that announcement for this match. Exactly how my hands were just a few seconds ago. I was like that, watching my TV screen. I was like, yes, finally, I'm like, yo, listen, we get Andrade's first match, but Pac has been there for a while now anyway, so I guess this is what they needed to, how they would say, give him the kickstart that he needs to kind of like, go back and get that hunger of being the singles competitor. And, time for him to start going through this over to the championship now. So I think this would be much needed for him to actually do that. And according to the storyline, like it's all going to mesh, because these two distinctive styles is just going to mesh so well in that ring. And I just feel like people don't understand what they got in their hands. Just because they may not be top echelon stars doesn't mean they're not going to be the top performers of that card to steal the whole show.
Yeah,
that's going to be one of the matches that's going to steal the show. And to be honest with you, this is going to be Andrade's night. He needs his dub, debut wise. But then again, just to try to show a prime example to the Lucha Bros that, if I can beat your leader, what the hell makes you think that you can actually, whoop me? You know what I'm saying? So this is going to tie into the story very well. So I got Andrade for the one.
Yeah, me too, man. I was going to say that the storyline is definitely going to lead to something, because AAA happened not too long ago. The Triple Mania happened not too long ago. And Joel and I were talking about it, and it's like Lucha Brothers are the AAA Tag Team Champions, and Andrade had a match for the AAA World Championship that night, but he didn't win. But it would have been cool if they all had the championships, and then eventually at All Out, the Lucha Brothers turn on Pac, and then join Andrade and become like a group themselves. Because I think Andrade had said in the past before his WWE release that like he wanted to do like a modern version of the LWO, the Latin World Order.
Oh yeah,
I think that would have been something that would be interesting to see now. And I don't know if it's going to be called the LWO, but it would probably be something similar to that.
Yeah,
Which
they're not gonna go out the copyright name like that, especially when the big guy, this man, got whatever owns all properties of former WCW shit. More than likely, Tony's not gonna want to pay that little chunk of change to try to keep that name and help him. I'm like, nah, that's just giving Vince more ways to bleed your account dry because you guys want to do this so bad. This is the reason why many people may hate Vince. But you gotta respect the fact that, okay, you want this trademark property, how much you want to pay for it?
Yeah.
And then he could just say, fuck it, I'm gonna use your money to do something over here. You know what I'm saying? So, but I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that eventually slowly soon starting to happen. Then you see Pac either going completely solo, or you're gonna see him taking up two young stars in AEW. I would say like a Daniel Garcia would be one person. I would say if he had to restart a new stable over, grab that motherfucker up because he's someone that I said in my podcast the other day. Underline his name, Daniel Garcia, because he's going to surprise a lot of you guys.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
A lot of matches that you're going to pit him against. Why does he remind me of Timothy Thatcher a lot? And I said to myself, "Oh my god, they got old Timothy Thatcher here." It's like, imagine
that's a great comparison too. That's a great comparison.
It's the possibility just run wild with that.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. I wouldn't have thought of Thatcher because he does have that technical side to him, and it's cool. But like it's like a young.
That's the person that I know is because I'm a huge Timothy Thatcher fan myself. So I see Daniel Garcia's first match, and I said his style is so damn familiar, but his style is something I can respect, especially for a guy of his size. He's like, you know what? Don't let the size fool you, speech.
Yeah. So that's definitely something I could see happening. I mean, hopefully, it's definitely going to lead to like I don't know how soon you would have this Lucha Brother heat a turn and join Andrade, but it may not happen this weekend. But if anything,
it definitely will happen before the year end.
Yeah,
I would solely believe.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, like if Andrade would have won the AAA championship, then it probably would have made sense if it would happen soon. But because of that, I think they might just wait, like because they all had the AAA championships. They're trying to wait for that match against Omega again first, then maybe have that group aligned. Yeah. And hopefully have like a 3-on-3. Definitely Pac is gonna definitely have his own new faction because of that now. Daniel Garcia would be a great pickup if he doesn't align himself with the 2.0 again. But I think Daniel Garcia, I never really watched too many of his matches until he joined Dynamite. And then after a few matches, I'm like, shit, this guy's good.
Yo, also check out the matches that he did on AEW Dark before he went over there to Dynamite. It was on the television for the last like couple of weeks, and then you're saying to yourself, you're like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
And then you want to know more, and then you start following him more. You know what I mean? So I thought about that for like a little while, and I said, imagine him, Pac, one other person that got that rough edge, but that needs guidance. And Pac can be like that. I mean, be like that violent leader and shit like that. I can see that happening.
Like, I wasn't really a big fan of
trio that'd be another trio just in case if this rumor is true about the whole trio championships. So if that comes into fruition, that you still got another team right here, and you got some young stars.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really a big fan of Death Triangle. I mean, the name sounds cool, but like the group themselves are like, okay, why is Pac with Lucha Brothers? You know what I mean? That doesn't seem right. Even though like they both have the edgy style to them, but like, they don't, I didn't really fuck with it that well. Because
culturally different.
Yeah.
Because they're both culturally different, and so they're not gonna mesh. That's why when you see Andrade came in and he wants the Lucha Bros, everybody was like,
Ooh,
that's a great
yeah,
fit because number one, the history with them in AAA, and then the history with them itself, just as like the independence, and then going through that whole. Because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these wrestlers that's on AEW had known each other from way before,
yeah,
back in the days and shit like that. So when they come here, man, it's just like riding a damn bicycle when it comes to working with these guys.
yeah,
So a lot of people gotta understand that.
yeah. I agree with that. So yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see them together. The trios championships. Ooh, I'm excited to see that one. That's something that I've wanted to see for a while, mainly because of the amount of factions they have. But yeah, yeah, definitely. So who do you got Andrade winning this match?
I got Andrade winning this match.
Same here, same here. I got Andrade too. Next match I see on the card. This is an interesting one. A feud that's been going on for a while now. Chris Jericho versus MJF in a singles match. But if Jericho loses, he must stop wrestling from AEW. So what are your thoughts on this whole feud? Did you like it from the start? Or did you were a fan of this?
They copied and pasted this whole Roman Reigns that if I go win at SummerSlam, then I will get WWE speech. So I'm like, wait, you're going and you're tuning into the other channel and you're saying, oh, this is what I did that we gotta do for Chris Jericho. What? Stop it. Hold on for a second. And I'm like, wait. We just literally just seen this shit last week. That gave away the whole, they gave away the whole ending when it came to that SummerSlam main event. So thank God for that match. When it comes to that. So when I seen this, I was like, why are they doing this? Number two, the whole 5 Labors of Jericho thing. It was okay, but I just think the order that they did the matches, they fucked that whole thing up. I was in the Nick Gage match for the 4th labor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Juventud can still be number 1. Warlock can be number 2. You go from a cruiserweight to a heavyweight or a super heavyweight. Then you do whatever match involving MJF as a special enforcer. Then you bring out Nick Gage in the death match, trying to beat that man down. So whether he comes into the Labor 5, which if that would have been still the MJF match right there, at least he could have sold his injuries a lot more effectively to the point where he went through 4 labors, beaten and bruised. The last one really took a number out of him. So MJF should have some type of easy-ass momentum match when it comes to that. But somehow he could have still lost. But then again, what does AEW's new model trying to do? Trying to get the young stars over. Yeah. So MJF, of course, is going to be Mr. Untouchable. And I mean, if you would have said like 1 out of 10, I'd probably give the whole thing like a 7.5.
Okay, because I was thinking the same thing. I feel like they did the 5 Labors of Jericho too early, to where like the MJF match happened already, and now he's getting another shot at MJF. Then it's like you just had one. At least they at least should have waited for the 5th labor to happen at All Out. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Right. That's what I thought too.
I agree with you saying like, oh, the reason why they probably did that so early was that like, oh, they needed like MJF to have his match the week after, so he's still beat up and bruised from going up against Wardlow. And then I thought the 5th one should have had because technically this is the 6th one, even though they're not calling it the 6th Labor of Jericho, it technically is the 6th one if you think about it. But like, they really should have had the 5th one at All Out to where he couldn't use the Judas effect, and if he loses, he can't wrestle anymore in AEW. So that way,
or they could have used that same stipulation for the 4th one against Wardlow. Okay, you can't come out to the Judas effect, you can't do after that. So when it comes to the 5th labor, it could have been the final act at All Out, and that could have been what we see right now, the whole thing. Yeah. So this would have been included as the 6th match. This would have been truly the 5th and last year.
Yeah, because
so I thought the last one stipulation to another match before that, they could have saved that whole thing, and that would have been just fine.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I mean, I thought it was weird how they just randomly transitioned that in, but like again, we don't know. It may seem like yes, I know they're known for just putting the young stars over because I had MJF 2 winning it, but at the same time, this might I'm gonna go with Jericho for this one. I'm gonna go with Jericho. I think he's gonna get the win over him, and actually because they didn't say that he couldn't use the Judas effect. he said he could still use it. So maybe this time he will use it and win.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it probably wouldn't be the best decision to have MJF lose. So I'm gonna go with Jericho. I think he's gonna still wrestle for a little bit. But I did find it odd a little bit how like the rest of the inner circle like haven't been doing like things together. He had Santana and Ortiz still feuding with FTR. Yeah, Sammy Guevara just
and that's what to come to a close tonight.
yeah.
Sammy Guevara is somewhere in the midst with Sean Spears, but then you kind of can see where they're about to take him. They're about to take him really into that solo babyface role as time goes on with Jericho being out of action. He's going to fill in that void. So I think they're priming that up too. So I think they're slowly preparing for life after the inner circle and where these guys are going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think right now they're trying to figure that out before they even pull the trigger and be like, okay, Jericho will have to lose. You know, that's going to be a sad, sentimental moment, and the crowd will start crying, and they can sell it and really be like, oh wow, this is really Jericho's last match. They really played to the crowd, and they did it the right way.
Yeah, like if he does lose though, that probably wouldn't sink into me yet that would be his last match until probably after. Because like sometimes,
and then for me, I'm thinking like his last match should be by Revolution time, so that's next year. Yeah. That should be definitely what he should be saying. Okay, I think I've done everything that I could. I still got these Fozzy tours to do, and I still have a life at home. So I've done everything that I'm capable of doing. He only signed a 3-year contract when he came to 2019, and people actually remember that when he first signed for AEW. So that's about to expire.
Yeah.
So he got options on the table right now.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, who knows? Maybe I could definitely see him just doing something backstage, maybe doing developmental stuff, like helping the young guys wrestle. And it'll be cool. Like you mentioned, like maybe the life after Inner Circle. Who knows? Maybe Sammy Guevara might be the new leader of the Inner Circle. Because we also haven't seen Jake Hager in a while either, which is kind of weird. But hopefully they'll do something. I mean, eventually with Inner Circle, they definitely have something lined up for them, even if Jericho loses, probably.
But I just have a feeling Jericho's gonna win. He needs that final, reaching that final lap and crossing that finish line, saying that he fucking did it. He actually got one over on MJF, and he can lead that ride for them guys.
Yeah, I mean, because
that's the best way, the best blow off.
This is definitely the end of that feud as well. Like this is definitely the last one. Then like after one of the wins, okay, now next they're officially done and over with.
Yep.
Because as much as they do well with long-term storytelling, this is one of them where it's like, okay, this has to end here, or I feel like it's never going to end if they don't. But I think this is going to be the one that they have to finish right now. So I guess probably if they have Jericho win, this probably just like, okay, I beat MJF, now we're good. And that's why I think he's gonna win this match. Next match I see here on the card is for the TNT Championship. And also another match I'm excited for. Miro will take on Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship match. This is a fucking match right here. This is a match where I wish, let me tell you though, this is one of the matches that I wish they had a longer time to build up, because I think they did it like 2 weeks ago, and then they only had like 2 episodes of Rampage or Dark, whatever, to really build it up. And they didn't really do the promo battles. They've had a few promos, but not enough to be like, yes, I'm excited for this match. But without all that, this is the match. Even without like them interacting with each other, this is the match. I'm like, this is gonna go down. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other from the start of this match. Who do you got winning this match?
Well, first and foremost, I totally agree with you on this. I feel like this should have had a little bit more built to this. They should have had at least a month's built behind this.
Yeah,
because you could have primed the TNT. If the TNT title is supposed to be your secondary championship, this should be on the higher echelon of that card.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is going to be one of like the few matches that's probably going to open up and try to get the crowd to stay the fuck awake before you hit
It is.
I don't give a shit what no one says, man. I'm like, I'm Team Miro right now. He's sacrificing all these weaker people to God, and I am God's champion, and I have a hot wife at home, and he's just dropping Easter eggs about what's going to happen with that. Bringing his wife in as the manager, please.
I hope that's what I'm thinking too.
I think as the manager, please do not bring her in as a wrestler. We don't need that there. Yeah. Please, Tony Khan, if you actually listen to this, manager, not wrestler. Wanda, CJ Perry, whatever. Please keep her as a manager. Don't have her step the fucking ring. Don't do what Vince McMahon tried to do with her, and that was a fail. Don't do that. Stick to what the fuck she knows. So I can't wait for when that storyline eventually unravels, and then you see that kind of happening. So with Eddie Kingston, I'm like, this is gonna be a hard-hitting motherfucking match.
It is.
Could go everywhere. Could see tables. You might never know. It could be by tomorrow. I mean, it could be by tonight or by Friday. Whatever. Eddie Kingston really just say, you know what? Let's up the ante, and have something like a hardcore extreme, no holds barred match, some crazy shit, and then they can really do some big destructive spots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna wait till Friday to see if Eddie Kingston try to throw that little stipulation in there. If he does, that's a match I gotta watch out for too. But I got Miro. Miro is not going to drop that damn belt. He's built that pretty damn powerful with them over there at AEW right now. And they have a good thing with him right now. And I don't think there's another person in the middle of the ring wise that can take that belt off him and still look good. Right now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You want to say Jungle Boy, but then again, look at that Miro. He's going to squash him the same way that he squashed Fuego del Sol a couple of weeks back.
I mean, the thing is though, like if you as great as he's been built up as of late, like the question is who's gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop God's favorite champion? That's the question. But to me,
two words: Jon Moxley.
I was gonna say Eddie Kingston is the perfect guy to do so. Because if he does do a stipulation for this match, it has to be Eddie Kingston because that's his advantage, his hardcore.
But for the way I'm thinking about it is, imagine after the match, right? Miro's about to get ready to do some crazy ass trying to knock Eddie Kingston out of commission, right? Jon Moxley comes out and makes a save. These two have a stand down. That's when the seeds planted right there for Moxley and Miro. Revolution, TNT Championship, and some no holds barred extreme match, some shit like that.
Oh man,
somewhere around Moxley's atmosphere, but Miro still gets the win over him, proving him that he's a badass champion. He's willing to go through anyone, including the top star, to try to prove a point.
Yeah,
that's something that you can see at a pay-per-view.
I mean,
definitely see the plan at first, and then let them nurture and grow through the Dynamites, the Rampages, so when you get to Revolution next year.
I mean, Jon Moxley's 110% going to get involved in this match no matter what. Whether it's either before, during, after, or no matter what match it is, he's definitely getting involved, and we're definitely going to see him do something. And I hope, he's definitely going to set up some type of feud along with Miro, because other than that, we already seen Miro beat Lance Archer at Double or Nothing. So that's like the biggest guy they have other than Miro, like physically big. So that's it right there. Unless they have someone outside, unless they happen to sign Braun Strowman, which I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But no. So like I think it's gonna be either Kingston or Moxley. So it has to be one of those two. But I think Kingston, I love Kingston. I've always thought that he, like, the amount of work he's put in this past year and a half since he's debuted in AEW, he's put in tons of work. So I think he should get the championship, in my opinion. He doesn't have to like beat Miro cleanly. I mean, like, Miro's obviously been dominant. He could probably take over the match. That's what I'm saying. Like you said before, it's going to be physical. It's going to be a heavy hitting match, and it's going to be something that's going to, be like match, like, every single match on this card, I'm excited for. Like, I'm
Listen,
really
it's gonna be
excited for.
two big. It's gonna be two big beefy men slapping me,
Yeah.
just trying to bruise, chop
Yeah.
each other's chest off, like all crazy shit. So I'm expecting, like you just said, a hard hitting match. And if they do this and continue on the story, then okay, I can see Eddie Kingston finally getting the big dub by Revolution time. You know what I'm saying? So at least that builds up. Okay, he can sell his injuries, be off of TV for maybe like a month and like some change. Come back, work his ass off. Go on, start sending messages to Miro. Miro eventually goes on his own separate path, build up his wins. Eventually, they're going to have to come back together. Then boom, that's where Eddie Kingston hits him with the death match, and Miro's going to accept. Then you have round 2, set for Revolution for the TNT title, and this is when somehow, some way, Eddie Kingston will have to do one big ass spot to keep Miro down, and that's when he can win the championship.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's no way, like, this is even though, like I said before, hasn't really been built up for long, but it's definitely going to continue.
Yeah.
This is not the end of it, though. It's not like one of those one-off rivalries that they do where, like, oh, he loses, next person. Because there's got to be some long-term. This is definitely going to be a long-term storytelling. Because, like I said, this is literally, like, if he could beat up Lance Archer like he did at Double or Nothing, the way he did and handled it, then there's who was going to be, like I said, who's going to beat him? That's the big question. So if you're going to build up a monster, have some type of person, especially someone like an Eddie Kingston or a Jon Moxley who specializes in these type of death matches, hardcore matches. They might as well have one of them beat them, because I think that specific match may be the one to beat him and take the title off him.
And that's why I said Jon Moxley might be the one taking the belt off him, because the story that you can use involving Eddie Kingston can extend over to him, since these two are like the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? And one feels, so the other one will feel it. So the other one will be like, okay, then you want to pick on someone like him and shit like that? Fine. How about this, Miro? You come face me. You come face Jon Moxley. And just imagine the promo that Jon Moxley is going to sit on him, and that's when you're going to be like, oh, it's about to go down. And that's why I'm going to be like, yes. Revolution. I'm like, Revolution, Moxley, Miro, death match, TNT championship. Sign me up.
Take my money. Exactly.
Yo, man, take my $60, man. Just hit me.
Exactly. So I got Eddie Kingston from the match. You got Miro, you said?
I got Miro.
Okay.
I got God's favorite champion.
God, yeah, you can't bet on God's favorite champion.
I got God's favorite fucking champion for that dub, man. He's gonna massacre. I'm sorry.
Oh man, we gotta wait and see. This is gonna be the unpredictable match here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So next match on the card, Paul White is returning to the ring against QT Marshall. Are you excited for this? I can tell you're not excited for this match. Do you care about this match at all?
No,
you don't. No. And this might be a quick way.
This should have been on the goddamn kickoff, okay?
That's what I was thinking too.
This should have been on the goddamn buy instead. I mean, like, listen, I love Big Show Paul White. I mean, I do. We all do. But at the same time, we know the extent of the injuries that have happened. You really brought him in to really do like some like on TV personality, which I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have some familiar faces, but the transition over to the later career, the later lives, got him, Dustin Rhodes, Mark Henry doing that type of stuff. So I know they want to try to get one match under their belt, and another company to say that they did something. So I can't knock them for that, but I don't want to see this. Yeah. I really don't. And then if I really want to see this that bad, put it on a buy-in. Okay, put this on the buy-in instead, or bring shit, man. What happened to the tons of indie wrestlers that came in to do them TNT Championship Open challenges, like Warhorse, shit like that. Like, whatever happened to those people coming back? Like, we could have got something different out of this thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not enthusiastic over this at all. Paul White's gonna give him a couple of choke slams. He's done. Like, come on, like, no, it's just. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. But this is one of the I agree with 100% with you. Like, I wasn't too excited for this match as I should have been. Like it's Paul White. Like he's not like excited. Like yeah, he's back. Like like I didn't really care. He's gonna win anyways.
But the build-up too was lackluster as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they could have made it more
like
interesting.
I didn't feel like this rivalry matters in this card.
Yeah.
This was more of a this is more of a a TV match.
Yeah.
More than a pay-per-view match to me.
Definitely, yeah. That's what I was thinking too. It should have happened. It should have happened either tonight on Dynamite because it's recorded on Wednesday, either tonight or the following Dynamite
or it just could have been on Rampage the day before.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Off the whole Labor Day weekend, all out events. Why having that match first, and then we'll subject the car subject to change at all out. They're gonna give us a whole nother match.
Yeah.
And I would have been fine with it.
The same here, man. I agree with that. I mean, it's not too exciting, but either way, this is the predictable one. I think Paul White's gonna definitely get the W here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a quick one. We didn't need to go through that one. But the next match, these matches get better and better as we go along. Like I every match I would probably gonna say is gonna be match of the night, but I don't know. The Young Bucks will take on the Lucha Brothers for the AEW World Tag Team Championships inside a steel cage. Inside a steel cage.
Yo, listen, for those of you that do not know, go peep out the All Out. Was the All Out?
Yeah, it was the first All Out.
2019. Yeah. All Out 2019 when they had the ladder match.
But yeah, for the AAA belts.
That was when I became a fan of all four of those guys.
Yeah.
Blown the fuck away that I said, oh my God, Jesus Christ. This is like some shit that like a Jeff Hardy fan would have loved to appreciate.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that match. So to see this happen, I'm like, this gotta be the Lucha Bros chance.
It has to be, yeah.
This has been manifested for 2 fucking years, ever since that ladder match. And I said to myself, I'm like, they better motherfucking win. I got money on this match. I got money on this match between 3 people. And I'm like, yo, listen. Listen. Young Bucks' heels are perfect as dicks, and you know what I'm saying? And of course, they do their part. Obviously, they do the part very well. But for the Lucha Dragons, but for the Lucha Bros, oh my God. I'll tell you right here, right now. If they don't win, I'm a fucking riot.
Me too. I agree with you. I've been saying this since day one of AEW, since Dynamite started. The Lucha Brothers should have been the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions. Like, I don't think SCU should have won it the first time. I think the Lucha Brothers should have.
You can't knock on SCU either.
But like, I was expecting them to, but like, it's like I didn't think they needed that. I think the Lucha Brothers would have benefited more from it than SCU did. But I think this is their time because I'm surprised. What I'm also surprised at too is that they didn't bring up this rivalry from 2 years ago. They didn't even bring up this match at all. They haven't all out in 2019 because that I'm pretty sure like some people were like, oh yeah, that happened 2 years ago, even though it wasn't for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It still happened and it was still a ladder match. So it's like okay, the match that they put on then and the match they can put on this Sunday, I definitely see Lucha Brothers taking the W here and getting the titles. And it might correlate with like the Andrade match. Maybe Andrade, they don't turn on him then, but maybe he comes out during this match and helps them win, and then that's when they're like, okay, maybe I want to side with Andrade. That's when they officially form. Maybe after them.
So are we looking at the Lucha Bros as baby faces or as heels in this?
They're definitely the baby faces, but like once towards the end of the match happens, like I this is what I picture. So I instead of them turning during the pack match, maybe later on that night after this tag team match, if it happens second, they end up going through it somehow. Andrade comes through with Chavo and they help them win, but like have nothing to do with the Young Bucks. You know what I mean? Like after they win, it's like, okay, maybe they get one more shot at the titles and then they just further go with just join the group. The whole focus is just them forming with Andrade. And then eventually they'll, you know what I mean? It's like, and it probably wouldn't make sense if they turn heel and then face the Young Bucks. That's why I said maybe they get one more shot at it. Then they just go like do their thing with Andrade. And maybe that's when they finally take off as tag team champs and as a new group. Then maybe that's when they get.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so then like eventually Pac and Andrade will continue their feud. maybe that's when maybe Pac, as you said before, Pac may get his own new faction if that happens. And then that's when the feud happens between Andrade and Lucha Brothers versus Pac and his new group for the next pay-per-view.
Okay. Okay. So I got the Lucha Bros. Okay, so if I'm gonna lose some money, I'm gonna lose on some dignity shit. Meaning, could be some top maneuver off the off the top of the steel, crash, crowd pops. Somehow, some way, they're gonna use some moron from the elite to try to come out. Brandon Cutler, the geek, is gonna come out and try to do some shit to make some distraction, and Young Bucks just might prevail that way. Or I'm gonna take a little spin off of what you were saying about Andrade during the match. But here's what I'm thinking that could happen. If you really want them to really play K as heels, they're going to do some pretty heelish stuff during the match to let the fans know we're slowly about to turn bad guys. But then, on another token, Young Bucks turn baby faces while the elite are heels. Something I don't see the double switch happening during that match. I can't see that right now. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go against that. But what I am willing to decide with you is if Andrade came out and somehow he distracts the Young Bucks, so him and Chavo, Lucha Bros come out, do a bunch of super kicks and shit like that, and somehow they climb out or they walk out the ring, get the fuck out, win. And then they probably look at Andrade and like, yo, you really came out to help us. Meanwhile, Pac is in the back nursing his wound because of his match before that when Andrade when he lost. And Pac's over there congratulating his boys. His boys probably looking at him the wrong way. And then they're just gonna molly up and jump him in the back. And then you slowly see Andrade see, I told you I get what I want, and then walk away.
Definitely, man. No,
and you do all that in the same pay-per-view night. So when it comes to Wednesday, brand new era.
Definitely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that would be insane.
Now you got the tag team champions on your side. Now freshly heels. They give more boos and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Chavo being the perfect interpreter. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna oust what's his face?
Alex.
Yep. So that's gonna oust him, and he's gonna either speak for Pac, which Pac don't need no one to speak for him.
Yeah,
he's gonna block the list somewhere. So they're gonna put him with somebody else.
Yeah, they'll put in someone else. That'll be cool too. Because I think I was thinking the same thing. If the Lucha Bros do end up partnering with Andrade, they definitely don't need him anymore. It's like, oh, he's probably gonna end up fading him out somewhere back to his like broadcast thing. So that's a good idea too. I didn't think about that way, but yeah, I feel like he's definitely gonna be involved with it somehow. Not like turning on hitting or getting beef with the elite, but just helping the Lucha Brothers out.
Yeah, I would definitely say Lucha Bros turn heel by choice.
Yeah,
not because he was forced to. They're saying, you know what, he is one of us. He is one of us. He is in AAA. We have prior history with him before. You know what I'm saying? And this storyline kind of made me realize, like, yo, they can pull the trigger at the pay-per-view itself and get the boos and shit like that from Chicago, which is the most livid and faithful fans in wrestling. Yeah. It's really gonna be like with the snap of a finger, cheers all over the place. And I can see that. And I can smell that. That's great psychology.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I think somehow they're gonna eventually tie in Andrade. That's my thing. I don't see them not doing it, but that's what I think is gonna happen. But I still, either way, you have the Lucha Bros winning. On your side too. Like, I desperately want them to win the tag titles. They deserve this since day one. Yes. So the next match is for the women's championship. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Statlander for the women's championship. I mean, this also was another match that should have had a longer build up to it. Like, I think Britt Baker's winning regardless. It's too soon to get the title off of her. I don't think it's gonna happen right away. I think it's gonna be Britt Baker. What about you? What are your thoughts on this match?
First and foremost, here's how I would have said. Britt Baker issues an open challenge, right, to anyone in any company that since she already went through the first meet in her current locker room, why not extend it over to theirs? What if Jordynne Grace would have walked out and say, you know what? Big Mama Pump comes out and basically issues the challenge to Britt Baker for All Out. Oh, people would have been like, oh my God, yes. That's what I was thinking of. But then when they did Chris Allen, I'm like, okay, fresh off an injury, she was a top babyface for that women's division anyway. Yeah. So I can see them going that way. And they can have a great match, but Britt's still going to go over on her. But it's like afterwards, besides Thunder Rosa and maybe Jay Cargill, depending on how you book her, who else can you feel that could be like that can stand toe to toe with Britt and maybe win? There's not many.
Yeah,
there's not many right now because it's still green.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So Jordynne Grace was somebody who I thought of being in the battle royal. But it would definitely be cool. It would definitely be interesting if like maybe they have a match and then whoever wins the battle royal challenges Britt Baker that same night to kind of be like similar to how the Money in the Bank works, but not really. Like, oh, I want the championship. I want it to happen tonight. So she talks to Tony Khan. Tony Khan books that match for that same night directly after that match with Statlander. And then whoever challenges her wins it. And then there goes. There goes that title. I wouldn't, like I said, even though I don't want it to happen so soon with her getting the belt off of her, it's probably isn't going to happen, but I think that would be cool to see kind of like if it's a heel, a big heel, that's definitely a heel way to book it. But this is also a match that should happen. So like,
wait, Nick, hold on a second, but give me 1 second. Give me one small second.
Okay, I'll pause it.
Yep, we can do it.
So I was saying, like, Britt Baker, I don't think it's her time to lose it right now. So I'm thinking this maybe like a 10-15 minute match, and like, okay, on to the next opponent. Maybe you'll see a debut for her, so that way it could be built up for the next pay-per-view. But I don't think the title is getting taken off of her. It's definitely going to be.
No. It's definitely not going to get taken off. Yeah. And I think there's still more questions that need to be answered before you would think about dropping the belt to somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think right now, I don't want to bash AEW's locker room, but that women's division is not there right now. They need a Serena D. They need a few well-known trainers to come in and help train these young female wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? So just not right now. I can see that happening.
Yeah, like
not to win. Unless you bring in Tessa Blanchard, which that would be something I'm just like, whoa, completely left field. I thought her and Charlotte just might go after each other in WWE, but I don't know if that rumor is going to be suffice. So I can't see no one taking that belt off her. So she's going to have a lately championship run before she drops it to anybody else.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you on the roster part. Like, they have the talent, but they're not being used well. Where like I think they should focus on doing that first and then have some decent challenges for Britt Baker.
But definitely also the trainers too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Part of how they can manifest these young wrestlers that we gonna say that's still trying to get on. It's like basically when you put them on television every week, it's like a go-out trial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just want to see what works, what didn't work. We bring you back to the gym. We work on the stuff that did work and try to enhance that. So we go back out there again.
Like Serena Deeb is definitely that trainer, but I don't know what she's doing, but hopefully she'll be a trainer. Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like Serena Deeb, Beth Phoenix could have been a perfect, like counselor and shit like that for that. There's the other female wrestlers that can train these young girls that can really whip them into fucking shape.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But I don't think, like I said, I'm just gonna say it again. It's not her time to lose. I love Chris Statlander. I'm a big fan of Statlander's. She is also somebody who needs a lot of development first, because as much as as great of a talent she is, I think Chris Statlander needs more to build up her character and her style overall to be the top. Because she's also somebody like a Ty Conte, as we said before, someone could be both a top star and a mid-carder. But she's not 100% there as a main superstar there yet. She could be, but not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see her beating Britt Baker right now.
No.
So I'm gonna say Britt Baker. We had Britt Baker too for this match.
Yeah. I got Britt Baker.
You
DMD.
can't forget that exactly. Can't
Right.
forget
You
that.
better put some respect on that,
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry. Britt
Because you
Baker
see,
DMD.
if you seen the clip that she posted up on Twitter, just like yesterday, my favorite patient, and who it
Adam
was, I don't
Cole.
know. And I'm
Adam
like,
Cole, baby.
bro, the stars are fucking aligned. Like, what are y'all doing?
Exactly. So the second to last match on the card for the AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. Do you see Christian Cage taking the belt off of Omega, or do you think Omega's retaining?
Omega's retaining.
Yeah.
Listen, no, no. This is not the perfect time. I mean, well, I can't say perfect time to lose all the belts, but it's always good every periodically that he loses a belt and he's completely championship-less and he can take time off, you know what I'm saying, injury-wise,
Yeah.
heal up, and, you know, to get that rejuvenation, then come back. You know what I'm saying? So the way that they did it for Rampage, I mean, it was clever because I didn't expect that title match to be the opener for that. So that threw me the fuck off. I was like, whoa. You're usually traditional. You save the title match for the dead last spot, takes up 25 good minutes. You should have a huge spike in ratings and people and viewers.
Yeah.
So when it did it there, I was like, okay, that's new.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, nah, Kane's still gonna win this shit, man. It's the very first Rampage. You know what I'm saying? You want to start out with a big bang. I can understand that. That's cool. But then when he won, I was like, ooh. I was like, this is some old school NWA shit. TNA back in the day. And I had to really go back in certain clips and I had to look at him in the Monty Brown match. And I was like, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Bring back that double C's and shit like that in the crowd. I'm with the shit. But ever since Omega's been kind of afraid of getting hit with that kill switch again, I think he's gonna post a Dick Dastardly move. In this case, I mean, you're still gonna have a great match. You're still gonna have a 4.5 or 4.75 star match. Somewhere might not go as planned, but they'll improvise on that. But this is just another great showcase for both men, especially Christian, that wants to outwork everyone, and he's gonna prove that again to y'all on pay-per-view. Where now there's no time restrictions. Now they can go do a half an hour match and really get the flow and the chemistry and the psychology of that match down pat. You're gonna be like, yo, 5 stars.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with that, but it's definitely not Christian Cage's time to win the belt. Even though he's beaten him for the Impact one, I still think it's not the best time to get the AEW World Championship off Omega yet. I still think Adam Page should still be the one to take the belt off of him, even though it happens later on. I'd rather have Omega hold it for another year until Adam Page wins it and comes back and wins it. But I also think that this might be the debut for Bryan Danielson in AEW. I think that might be either to face either Kenny first or Christian Cage first. I don't know. But I think this might be the match where Bryan Danielson debuts because he has been in works and debuting.
You're right. I totally forgot about Bryan Danielson somewhere in that mix. But God fucking damn it, man! Just now me thinking about that. I'm like, oh yeah, you can stick to your original script. Kenny does win, right? Yeah. And as he's celebrating Don Callis and shit like that in the ring, you see a new theme song hit. Daniel Bryan pops out, you know what I'm saying? Gets that pop. Yeah. Yes. And you just see Kenny Omega's face kind of like shocked in disbelief, like,
another one.
Hulk Hogan when he seen Roddy Piper come out in 1996 at Halloween Havoc, and you're like, what?
Exactly.
The American Dragon is back. Oh my God.
Yeah.
all these crazy ass pops and shit like that. I don't believe this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I can see that happening. Then he can slowly get in the ring, or he can stay on top of the stage. But I don't know if he can even do the whole finger pointing yes thing.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But the crowd's gonna do it anyways.
What they're really gonna do with that? So I don't know how he's gonna play this thing off, but I think Brian, Khan, Cody, and the rest of them, they're all smart. I think they'll figure out a way to weave out of this so they can still get a shade of him, but not as the Daniel
WWE.
Bryan seen in WWE.
Exactly, because the crowd's still gonna chant it no matter what. But they're like you said, they're gonna find a way to get past that and have them not chant that anymore.
You can't sue the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell them like stop. Yes, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it anyways. They've been chanting CM Punk for how long?
Yeah, right. And then people will and then people will just hold up their signs and be like, yes,
and
exactly. Do that. And that would be an easy way to get the fuck over.
Yeah. So
even I thought about that too. I'm like, you're not really gonna stop them from doing that.
Yeah.
But they're gonna want to be like, well, you want this trademark so bad? How much is it gonna cost you?
Yeah.
God damn it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I want some of our stuff, like it's a price.
Yeah.
And I said it on the podcast a while ago. It's like WWE is a pimp, and the wrestlers are the prostitutes. And some people scorched at me because of that shit. I'm like, what? It's true.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't blame me. Don't blame me because some aspect of real life is intertwined with the stories and shit like that and how certain people view a company.
Yeah.
Don't blame me. Blame Vince McMahon for being the biggest pimp in the goddamn world. I remember New Jack City even said that. He said, Vince McMahon is one of the biggest pimps in the wrestling industry. Once he's done with you, you're done.
Yeah. And
dumps you off somewhere the fuck else. What? And exactly what the fuck that he said came to fruition. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, so God bless New Jack City, man. Because he was the one that said that. Yeah.
I agree with that too. That's the perfect way to put it too. That's the perfect way to put it. It's like the only way to describe him. But yeah, there definitely can't. I don't know if that trademarked Daniel Bryan, but not Bryan Danielson. So I wasn't really too much familiar with Bryan Danielson before WWE, but they'll find a way to change up his character to where like maybe he's not a babyface. Who knows?
You know what I thought? What if Daniel Bryan goes back to be the old him from Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
And then you see that kind of like, they're going nostalgia field, but they're bringing it up in 2021 to 2022, and all these geeks that's gonna fall in love with it.
Yeah,
and that's how he's gonna win them over.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I think. But yeah, I mean that's the perfect one to do it. Just why as well as have him go up to the top guy. I mean they've done it with other superstars, yes, but I don't see any of these other matches, involving Daniel Bryan with it. Unless it's the MJF one, maybe he comes after MJF if he wins. I don't know, but I think Kenny Omega is the one to do it. But definitely the Elite is gonna get some, like we said with the tag team championships. I think the Elite are gonna get involved with this for sure. Whether it's the Young Bucks, the Jurassic Express is gonna get involved. It's gonna be a whole brawl. Then maybe at the end the ring is cleared, and then out comes Bryan Danielson. And then he goes face to face with him, and then it's like, oh shit, it's actually happening. He's here. Like, you know what I mean?
And he points exactly at that belt.
Yeah, like I want
boom,
that.
Boom, and crowd goes nuts and shit like that. And Kenny Omega is just selling the fact, oh my god, these guys are really going after me. In some cases, he can sell the shock factor. I'm like, wow, he got the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't even the first day.
Yeah. Because it might as well, like, I think that's the biggest way to do it. Like I said before, like a lot of the guys want to go after the belt, so I might as well go up and face the world champion. Even though I may not be, like I said, like I really hope Adam Page is the one to take the belt off Omega, but I don't know how long Adam Page is going to be out for. Listen, right? Usually for this maternity leave and stuff like that, it'd be like a couple of months. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For the men, women. Would you want like Bryan Danielson? Like, would you want Bryan Danielson to get a shot right away and then just like that's it, and then back to, I'm not saying that's it, but like back to just doing other stuff, or we don't know.
Or what they could do is smart. Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, Hangman, Adam Page, Triple Threat, Revolution for the title.
I can see that happening too.
So like you still intertwine the original plan for Hangman and Kenny, but now you add Daniel Bryan into the mix. Who's going to slowly do his matches? You know what I'm saying? Get the wins up. So he's rising up the range. So therefore, now when you see him, you're like, okay, he's getting close. Now it's going to be Kenny is going to be like, nah, I'm not going to face the both of y'all. Trying to pit these two together, these two's going to be like, nah, fuck that. And look at Kenny and be like, he's the only man out and whoop the shit out of him. Then you get to steer that between Paige and Bryanson. So now you're like, ooh, the triple threat might actually work because these two is going to be so focused on each other. Kenny is going to weasel his way out to try to get that dub, and you might never know. Yeah. And it helps protect Kenny so he doesn't take the pinfall to lose.
Yeah.
And then that could set up another Daniel Bryan and Heyman Adam Page match for later.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many possibilities that can happen. A lot of people are now free agents. A lot of big names coming up in AEW now. So it's like, who knows how who will show up? But I think Bryan Danielson is definitely going to be the one. I think that's what's going to happen. So I still say Omega winning it. So who you said you have Omega too winning it?
I still got Kenny Omega winning it too. He retains.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Christian Cage taking. That'll be the biggest shock factor that I've seen, having Christian Cage take both belts off of Omega.
Oh man,
I guess the first one was kind of shocking already, which is in a good way, but I don't think
it's shocking in a pretty mixed feeling way.
Yeah, this would be a mixed feeling type of way.
Because definitely the Hangman Adam Page fans will go ballistic, will backlash this thing, and would be like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? This guy in the third, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, damn, already it starts, and you gotta live with that the next few weeks. I don't think they're ready for that right now.
Yeah, same. So yeah, I got Omega for that too. The last match is the match that we've all been waiting for. The return of
Chicago
CM Punk. I swear they're gonna go insanely loud when that happens.
And then first and foremost, shout out to our first lady of the podcast, Charcy. She's gonna be there at All Out. That night, huh? So she's gonna be there. So I told her when that CM Punk interest hits, I better see a video. And she's like, I got you. So I'm like, so I'm like, yo, listen, I'm expecting the full-fledged video of just the crowd erupting. I'm like, God, that gives me chills. I'm not even there. You know what I mean? That gives you chills down your spine.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
So do you think that CM Punk is going to win his first match? You think Darby Allin is going to afford a loss now, or?
This is a tough because number one, they put this as the main event, so that really threw me the fuck off. So I was like, oh shit. And I was like, well, that means my title is I said my OTTR championship is gonna be defended that night. So I gotta think about this extra clear and extra careful. I want to go with CM Punk because it is gonna be in his backyard. But something's telling me it's gonna be Darby Allin because number one, he lost the previous match.
Yeah.
So they're looking at him as kind of weak right now, and CM Punk has had no matches yet. But this is, as what he said in the promo before, I mean, this ain't me doing anything else. This is me trying to prove that I can still go. You know what I'm saying? So I think the wins and the losses really don't matter. And what the hell did he say the previous week before that? I'm here because of people like Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, Brian Pillman Jr., the locker room back there is crazy that he's not here trying to step on no one's toes. Yeah. But he's here trying to elevate the young guys.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna follow his lead on this. So I'm gonna say Darby for the win.
Yeah. I guess
Darby's gonna make him look like $1 million though.
Oh yeah.
So,
sure.
that's the consolation prize. Consolation prize for CM Punk is he's gonna look better and people's gonna be like, oh my God, he can still go. Now imagine he go against Omega. Now imagine that shit. Now imagine all the fancy booking possibilities. Now that one match clearly states, even after 7 years, he can still wrestle. And he can still be him.
I was gonna say Darby Allin winning it too, but if I'm afraid that if they make him win, the crowd's gonna go insane, start booing him like crazy. Because I think everyone, since it's in Chicago, I think everyone's gonna be behind Punk and wanting him to win.
Of course.
So I think if they do that, I'm afraid that they're gonna start booing him and not enjoying.
I mean, I can see that, but his another way, right?
Yeah.
Both of them are baby faces. So just CM Punk is going to get the more bigger pop that Darby is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even with Sting coming out with Darby, CM Punk is going to get the biggest pop. So no matter what, the fans are going to be split. But what do we fans want out of anything? And it's two baby faces, so you can't see no one really getting no boos like that unless they do some type of heelish action and shit like that. Where I can see Darby doing it for like a couple of minutes. But other than that, he's going to play it the way that he's been playing it before.
Yeah. So I was gonna I think it might be the reason why I'm saying CM Punk too is that I think that after 7.5 years of being out, I don't think they're gonna make him lose his first match back either. So I still got CM Punk on this. This is the one that's like you either go both sides on. So yeah, I got CM Punk.
I'm going with Darby because there was something else that CM Punk had said. You say, if I was 15 years old and watching Darby Allin, he would have been my favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
And you know, and I think about that whole thing, like if you're wrestling your favorite wrestler, you're gonna want to bow down and do whatever the fuck that he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, you know what? I can see it. I come into your playground, I'm swinging on your swing, and you're looking at me. The fuck's this man doing?
Yeah.
And CM Punk is looking at him like, oh, I just wanted to idolize you. I'm like, okay, cool. How are we gonna do this? Yeah. This is the way to do it in this match. Make CM Punk look good like he'd never been before. But Darby still gets me with the win. They both walk away unscathed.
Yeah.
And then they just, you know what I'm saying, they dab each other up, handshake wise. CM Punk will give the necessary time. Or Darby might be like, you know what, nah, we in your backyard. You get the final moments. He rolls out the ring, goes to the back. CM Punk is still out there. No matter if he lost, he still won.
Yeah.
He went outside the corporate machine, waited 7 years, lost the love and passion for wrestling. Then within a year and a half of talking, keeping shit low key, blah, 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 you see him pop out on AEW Rampage. Now you're thinking in the back of yourself, okay, there's 7 years. 7 years can do a lot of time for people because we didn't see Michael Jordan take 7 years away from basketball. I mean, he took 2 years and then he went back for the second stint. So Father Time waits for no man. So I think he noticed that too. But he wants to help elevate the younger guys.
Yeah, that is true.
And that's what just kept ringing in my head. Help the younger guys. This isn't Hulk Hogan that we're talking about here. Yeah. This is The Rock that we're talking about here. This is CM Punk that we're talking about. The person that you that he dropped, that they became a fan of his.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling them, go back to his earlier work. That's why I became a fan.
Yeah.
Because he was a standout. He was different. He wasn't part of the WWE mold, but he made his role work, and the fans respected it because they see what he saw.
Yeah.
And we see that now. Yeah. So I mean, I'm one for the people. I'm one for the wrestlers. I'm one for the fans. I'm one for the people.
I think you just changed my mind on that. I think you just changed my mind. I think you persuaded me. I'm going to go with Darby Allin too, actually, with that one.
Right.
So I
just feel like Darby is going to get the rub off on CM Punk.
Yeah.
And that's going to skyrocket him because as he's been the new top hot selling baby face for this company.
Yeah.
And what better way to enhance him more by getting one over on the legend?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah. I actually got Darby down on that too. Actually, you just changed your mind. But yeah, that's actually the last match on the card. Thank you, Blvckhvrt, for coming on and doing this episode with me.
Oh, man.
Great time, great conversation.
Pleasure, man.
Shout before we end it, give yourself a shout out. Where can people find you guys? Where can people listen to Off the Top Ropes?
Man, you know who it is. Blvckhvrt, the boss, the pod boss of OTTR, Off the Top Ropes podcast. You can follow us. Thank you for the 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Congrats,
thank you. Greatly appreciate that. And for the ball of our hearts, thank you. Shout out to all the crew. You know, the Uncle Fast, the E-Deuce, the Mavericks, the Wise Ones, the Shark Seas, Big Mike, Cyber Yeti, all of them guys. Without them, we wouldn't even be here. Follow us on YouTube. Audio versions, you can follow us on podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public Podcasts, Breaker Podcast, Audio, Spotify, Podbean, and every once in a while, we will be going live through the Spotify Green Room too. So you can catch us on there as well. Every now and then, whatever certain things have sufficed, we got to go to that platform. We would do that. But man, oh, and of course, the t-shirts and so the sandals are all on the Bonfire. Bonfire BONFIRE.com/store/Off the Top Rules podcast. And the sandals is www.deco.com/Off the Top Ropes. That's how you can find us.
So everyone go follow him on all those platforms. Thank you again, bro, for coming on. Really had a great time, great conversation about All Out.
Thanks, man, for bringing this up, man.
No problem, man. This is Nick again, your host, episode 48 of the Ring Fanatics Podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.